All right, I'm going to talk today about the two biggest mistakes that I see in coaching contracts. So if you are a coach, stick around because you're going to want to learn these two things. And the second one might surprise you, but I really hope that you'll take it to heart. I'm Maria Spear-Allis, lawyer for content creators, coaches, and online brands, and this is the Spear IP Show. First big mistake that I see in coaching contracts is not being specific enough. And specifically, I'm talking about the services that are included in the coaching package or the coaching relationship. As with any contract where you're providing services, the devil is in the details. So if you're providing one-on-one support, what does that look like? How many one-on-one meetings are included and for how long? 60-minute, 90-minute, every month, every quarter. And if you provide unlimited chat support, a lot of coaches are using Voxer these days or other messaging apps. Do you truly mean unlimited? That's fine if you do. That's great, but maybe you want to set certain office hours that you'll respond to these messages. I often say it's wise to put parameters around that. So maybe you'll respond within 12 hours or 24 hours, but only within those office hours, whether it's 9 to 5 or whatever you decide. But put some boundaries in place. You know, if we're talking about coaching, we're all familiar with boundaries, and I think it's important to set that expectation from the beginning. So be specific as to what's included so that there's no question. The second big mistake that I see in coaching contracts is a lack of cancellation policy. Remember that cancellation and rescheduling are two different things. So we're not talking about rescheduling a session, we're talking about canceling the whole coaching relationship. If a client cancels a 6-month contract or year-long contract and they've only gone for 3 months, what does that mean for you? Do you charge a cancellation fee? But here's what I want you to bear in mind, because coaches are helpers. I can relate. I'm a helper myself. And oftentimes there is this mindset of, well, if they are canceling at month 3, then they have to pay up through month 3 and the rest they don't have to pay. And some go whole hog and that a client would have to pay for that full 6 months. That's your right, that's your prerogative. Because here's what I say. You've cleared off your calendar to work with this client for 6 months or for a year. You might not think you have, you might not feel like you have, but you have. Energetically and literally time-wise, because if you had 24 clients, that would mean 1 hour per day per client. When you say yes to a client, you're closing that block of time off for any other client. So it is a kind of a loss of business when someone terminates part way through. So you are well within your rights to impose a cancellation fee of some kind. And I would make that very specific in a cancellation section, which is, again, different from a rescheduling issue. So remember, be super specific in that scope of services, what's included in the coaching relationship, and make sure and think through and communicate that cancellation policy in your coaching contract. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time. Head to spear-ip.com/resources for my latest free resource for content creators, coaches, and online brands.